Good morning, Arvind Ranjanji, Mr. Raghuraman, Srimati Shelly Basan, and His Excellency the Ambassador of France, senior members present here, J.K. Pillaji, Ramachandranji, our Joint Secretary from the Ministry of Home Affairs, all the stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. As this is a very small but very important gathering, and I could see the gathering of the people who are expert due to their experience in the field or in the administrative affairs or in the domain of research and studies. So I need not give detailed concept of my thought or outline everything in details, but I would rather share some of my few sentiments about the whole issue of the security concern which we all share. 5 days back when I went to French embassy to pay our solidarity and condolence message being sent to the victims and their family members and the people of France. On behalf of the Government of India, I had outlined there in the brief remark that the security challenge and the threat of terrorism is no more confined to one region, one community or a country, but it has become a global threat. And the war against terrorism is not going to be by France, India or any other country, but it has to be a global effort. So you must have seen in last few years, whenever India is engaged in any kind of dialogue with our counterparts, the security cooperation, intelligence sharing become very important part of the whole understanding. That shows that the globe is coming together. But we need much more coordinated and concerted effort to deal with menace. Besides global terrorism, we have certain issues local also, but which are no less a threat. But we have to deal with the local police as a matter of the localized concern. So we really need to upgrade our system, our understanding, the kind of approach we have been doing all along may not be enough. So whether it's the central government or the state governments, I feel that it has to become a people-centric concern. So only the government efforts is not going to bear any fruit alone. And the media also need to play a big role here, along with the common citizen. Otherwise, this remains only the efforts of the government. It cannot succeed completely. I personally feel that sometimes in India, we are so much involved ourselves in the debate and discussion, sometimes to the extent of spinning out of control debate, sometimes really going out of the way, sometimes even diversion of the subject itself. We start discussing, bringing religion as a factor. So many things. It really disturbs us. I personally feel that if any problem comes out from any region, It may relate to the religious context or ethno-nationalist movement, or there may be some communal angle to it. But the lead role to contain it has to come from within the society. I personally feel that if we talk about the Islamic fundamentalism, then the fight against the terrorism has to be led by the Muslims. If there's a problem within the Buddhist segment, then the fight has to be led by the Buddhist. If there's a problem within the Hindu community, the fight has to be led by the Hindus, so that it doesn't take a religious color. Some people will definitely try to put it into a different mode and change the whole discourse of discussion. If there is a conduct which is a threat to the nation, maybe by a few extremist Muslim groups, by merely saying that we majority Muslims are okay, the few groups are responsible for it. For me, it is not enough. It doesn't matter whether it's a minority or a majority people are involved. The effect and impact is on everybody. If from my community, some groups have embarked upon a route which is destructive, it is not enough for me to say that, oh, they are just few groups from my society. I am directly responsible to ensure that they are tackled within our community. We have lots of evidence in the past where few minority groups have caused devastation to the whole nation. So it has to be a societal effort. Otherwise, we will never get to the bottom of the cause. I personally feel India is facing much more complex problem than any other country I could imagine. Even when we were in universities, I remember our leaders, our agencies telling the other countries that this issue, terrorism, is going to harm everybody, so it is not to be treated as an Indian problem. And the concern of India was understood, especially after the attack at World Trade Center. The whole globe understood what India was passing through. And it became a global effort. It needs to encompass more into the effort. Government of India has been doing lots of steps, which I need not elaborate here, whether our efforts to deal with the left-wing extremism in the central and eastern part of India, or to deal with the militancy in the northeastern part of the country, or in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, or in the pockets of India, we have had series of problems. But by and large, India has been successful in containing the situation from going out of hand. But that doesn't give us a sense of complacency to feel that we are successful. The challenges are more. And I'm sure all the distinguished members present in this gathering will understand and agree with me that bigger challenges are there before us in the days to come. It's better to be prepared. There's no reason to be satisfied with what efforts we have taken. We have taken numerous steps in terms of our concern, immediate concern. Like we have identified some areas, the border management, how to stop the infiltration, how our borders have been used to wage war against us, how our coastal security concerns have been addressed, the special units being set up in various police forces, in the state governments or various central armed police forces. The NSG hubs are being created. It has been upgraded also. The multi-agency committees are being set up and the subsidiary agencies are there. The better coordination between the state government, central government and the various agencies are already in their place. We need to create a more robust system so that the court office at Guwahati for northeastern region, there I shared this point with the people there that it is a comparatively new organization, small organization, but the success rate is very, very encouraging. We need to enhance the capacity of NIA. In the same way, there are various other agencies we have who are doing commendable job. But I feel that time has come where we really need to upgrade not only in our security setup but our thinking also. And I'm happy that some of the neighboring countries, especially our India's neighboring countries, are coming on board. We are getting lots of positive support. And wherever I have gone to some of the countries, when we made the case with our counterpart, the support and the help we have received is tremendous. We have seen some success. I don't want to name all those individual cases, but we have got very positive support from the neighboring countries because everybody realized that we need to really cooperate with each other. We have some issue with Pakistan. We have submitted the dossiers related to Dawood Ibrahim or Maulana Masur, and we have some of the very much wanted in India like Hafiz Saeed and all. There are organizations being funded by Pakistan. We all know it. We are not getting much cooperation from that country. Other than that, we are happy and satisfied with the level of cooperation we have received from the neighboring countries. As I said in the beginning, that it has to be a global effort. We cannot isolate one region and convert that region into a hub of breeding ground for terrorism. That the whole world must come together and understand this reality. Otherwise, it will be a half-hearted global effort. The latest challenge we have about the Islamic state of Iraq and Levant, the problem which is very much in the discussion. Although we do not have that level of threat or that level of presence which we have seen in the Western Europe, but we have to accept this fact that the efforts are on to recruit the youths. By and large, India has been successful in containing the situation. But we still have various efforts to embark upon. We have to have the de-radicalization process as well as steps for counter-radicalization. We have identified the areas. The youths are the main domain where we have to focus on. We have to identify some institutions where this effect is likely to happen more. And for de-radicalization also, it's a very tough job to de-radicalize those minds who have hardened themselves for their cause, who are being brought into that mindset by continuous indoctrination. But the process are on, and it has to be the effort of everybody. Especially when I meet the religious leaders, I appeal to them that sometimes it is not enough that we fight with our brutal force, but it is the responsibility on the part of the religious leaders to tell and inform the followers that religion doesn't promote violence. And if the religious leaders of various sects understand this and really take upon themselves to ensure that none of their follower believes in violence, then I think the world will be much safer. So as I said, I repeat again, it is not the effort of the government, but the effort of the society as a whole, which will make this world a better place to live in, much more peaceful. I am very happy that the Creative Solutions have taken a lead role in terms of coordination amongst various groups, NGOs, and government bodies to come together in a platform to work together. It's very encouraging steps. And Shelly Basin had come to my office and she invited me to come to this gathering. I was very encouraged. But these days, as I was mentioning before, while we were having coffee, that sometimes I do not feel like speaking out what we are doing and what we intend to do, because there are so much of misquoting in media, and I say something, I mean something, but it becomes a headline in newspaper or television, and it drives a kind of controversy, totally demeaning the intention of the person who is saying it. So, coming to press, speaking about the security of the country, and getting into trouble is not a good scenario. And these days, I have decided not to speak much, because I have been victim of the controversies for last 17 months, and I don't like to give clarification also, because my time is consumed unnecessarily into the thing which I never meant or which I've never uttered. It happens. But our job as a minister, we have to ensure that we take care of the country, we perform as per the norms of the Constitution of India, the spirit behind it, and win the confidence of the citizens of this great country. And as a minister in the Home Affairs, to secure peace and tranquility in the country, from the border management to internal security, to provide relief in time of natural disasters. These are primary responsibility in my mind when I discharge my duty. So coming here in this important gathering also is part of discharging my duty. So I have come without the fear of media misquoting me. So I would not like to take more time, as I said in the beginning, that I really do not want to outline the concept of security and so many things which you already know. You are the people who are dealing with the subject. My only small but important duty is to be with you in the effort. As a minister, I must be there whenever you need me, when the country needs me. Thank you so much.